Techiman South is here, Bin Laden, and he's going to give us a sample point that there was no coalition. Yet results have been declared. The MPP, our friends in the MPP don't have the pink sheets. Yet they claim to have won. But thanks be to God, ladies and gentlemen. There are 265 polling stations in Techiman. If you add the special voting centers to it, you get 267. The National Democratic Congress, led by John Dramani Mahama, has all 267 polling station pink sheets. So we can say that we have won. So our elections director will come. We will show you the collected figures. Give me the pink sheets. Open the pink sheets. I want the media to see the pink sheets. Every bundle has 50 pink sheets. If you are not sure, after the press conference, you come to my office. You can come and take pictures of it. We'll show them to you. There's 50 from Techiman South. We have every pink sheet. Every pink sheet. Every pink sheet. So we can tell you that we have won Techiman South. And we have done the collation for Techiman South. The collation they failed to do. You didn't do collation, yet you have declared the results for the MPP. Now we come to your office and we say, okay, give us the results you declared. I'm sure you've all seen that video. And the returning officer says, I won't talk again. Go to the regional office. We go to the regional office and the office is locked. Evidence. We withdrew the court case because the EC was using that as an excuse to avoid recollation or collation. So we decided to withdraw. Because if the excuse is that because you have gone to court and the matter is sub judice, we cannot do collation or recollation because it will be prejudicial to the matter. We went to court. So there is no obstacle. Do the collation. If you claim that what you did, that charade, was collation, do recollation. The regional officer now writes. Is that I have also forwarded it to national, so you have to go to national. So they have not done DC1. The MPP, after results have been declared, have gone for recollation. Collation, if you are not satisfied with the results, you can demand for recollation at the constituency level. Just like you can demand for recounting at the polling station. We have not exhausted these things and people are saying, go to court, go to court. So ladies and gentlemen, we have the pink sheets here. You can come and see. We have all our 267 polling station pink sheets. And the NDC won. And we are going to show you the results. And so let us welcome to the podium our able, dynamic, intelligent, knowledgeable elections director for Techiman South. He'll be very brief to give us a presentation on Techiman South, and then we will conclude today's press conference. Thank you very much. We are sorry for taking too much of your time, but I hope it is worth it.
Thank you very much, Honorable Lawyer Sami Jamfi. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Last week, we commented on the parliamentary elections for Techiman South. For now, I think there have been some few developments. We did say here that at our coalition point, we gathered all 267 pink sheets, believing that the MPP also had gathered similar pink sheets, so that collating the results would have been easier for the purpose of transparency. At our collation points, these are the figures. That cannot be disputed. From polling station 1 to polling station last. We see the figure for Honorable Christopher Basonti Bere, 50,420. Honorable Martin Kwakukusa, 49,825. Clearly, the MP-elect is not Martin Ajemen Sakusa. But last week, I did hear Honorable Prince Yaudunya, the former MC, in a press conference where he claimed he was responding to the General Secretary of our great party. He even went ahead to say that when the Electoral Commission was collating its resource, the Electoral Commission was consulting MPP for pink sheets. Therefore, the Electoral Commission did its independent collation with the MPP, but not with the NDC. That is what I gathered from what Prince Yaudonyina stated. What he arrogantly intimated was that. Now, for the records, Regulation 43 of CI 127 states that there should be what? Public collation of the entire resource. That is by way of reconciling the figures. These figures that we have, if you think there are mistakes inside, what will happen is that when we sit down with the Electoral Commission with its original pink sheet, we with our duplicates, then the figures can be what? Clearly reconciled for the purpose of transparency. That is when we say election has become transparent, free, and fair. But you don't go to do your secret collation in your kitchen, then you come to tell me, this is the figure I have declared somebody the winner. Ladies and gentlemen, it is good to hear that Sine West is back to the NDC. That throws a challenge to Techiman South to fight hard until Techiman South is back to NDC. So that I want to tell the MPP, they are claiming 137, 137, 137. It's better they start saying 136 because Techiman South is never, never, never for them. The people of Techiman South never, I repeat, never voted Martin Kosa. The people of Techiman South voted for Christopher Bere and John Dramani Mahama. The Electoral Commission claimed through the return officer, Nana Jamna Frimpa, that they have done declaration. It is also clear here that you cannot do declaration when you haven't collated. Through that, our National Executive Committee, led by the General Secretary, were in Techiman. We went to the Electoral Commission. The return officer, Nana Jamna Frimpa, we were with him, asking him at least, when you claim you have done declaration, by the law, you are supposed to provide the parties with copies of statement of pool or the results declaration, the summary sheet. Parties are supposed to have copies. The NDC was not given a copy. This morning on Moonlight FM Sunyani, the MPP Communication Director, Wan Fosu, when he was questioned, do you have the copy of the summary sheet? If you claim the results have been declared for you, he said, as for the summary sheet here, say, ye puli agency in the He doesn't know the difference between results declaration sheet at the polling station and the summary sheet at the collation center. So I saw that there was no need arguing with him. Ladies and gentlemen, the Techiman South seat. Let me continue this way. Having realized that Nana Jamna Frimpa did not have anything reasonable to tell the NDC, we moved to the regional office. According to the regional director, Electoral Commission, Mr. Gabriel Deyabwa, when declaration is done, you are supposed to furnish the regional office with a copy and the national office. Then again, copies given to the political parties, you are supposed to give same to the regional office. But he doesn't know why such copies have not come to the region. So declaration properly so-called has not been done, as far as I'm concerned. Even apart from that, where there is no coalition, declaration cannot be lawful. That is true. Where there is no coalition, declaration cannot be lawful. Now, realizing that Nana Jamina Frimpong was playing hide and seek with us, after the regional office, Nana Jamina Frimpong claimed that you have taken the commission to court, or you have taken the return officer to court, so I cannot speak to you again. Like the Honorable Communication Officer said, we withdrew the matter. Now petitioning the Electoral Commission administratively so that they can do the coalition for us, and subsequently declaring the results. If you go to the Electoral Commission now, the place is locked. You only find police officers. If you go to the regional office, you won't find them. They have all run out and they are into hiding. So that is where the Techiman South is standing as at now. But we are dealing with the commission. They can run, but they cannot hide. And so the NDC will look for them, and we will apply every means possible such that the sovereign will of the people will not be subverted. In fact, the Chiman South, I repeat, did not vote for MPP. They voted NDC. They voted John Dramani Mahama and Christopher Bere, and it is important to recognize that. So, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Akatamansonians, the NDC Techiman South is assuring you that we will fight and fight and fight until there is no energy to fight again, and Techiman South must come back to NDC. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So we will share these results with you. We have all the 267 pink sheets. We've done our collation. We've given you the figures. The NDC has won. The reason why the EC doesn't want to do collation is because they know the MPP has lost. The reason why they are refusing to do recollation, even though they have done recollation for other constituencies, is because they know the MPP has lost. And so we are counting on the media and Voices of Conscience, the Peace Council, our religious and traditional leaders to intervene in this matter. To the returning officer in the EC regional offices, how long will you continue to run? How long will you continue to keep your offices shut? How long will you continue, or can you continue to be in hiding? Why don't you do the right things and be free? Today you can't sit in your own offices. And even to the MPP parliamentary candidates who know they have lost, like the MPP parliamentary candidate in Zabzugu and Techiman South, why are you deceiving yourself? If the people who have not chosen you, why are you imposing yourself? Through this rigging, 3 lives have been lost in Techiman South. And you want to be an MP when blood has been shed and when you know in your heart of hearts that you lost? How are you going to govern? How are you going to lead? So for the sake of the peace and stability of this country, we are calling on the district EC officer and the regional EC officer who is a man of integrity to do the right thing. If you allowed the MPP or you granted the MPP's application for recollation in Banda, and after recollation, the NDC still won, then allow us to do collation in Techiman South. Even if you think that what you did was collation, let us do recollation. The law gives us that right. And let's see who has won. Now, ironically, ladies and gentlemen of the media, you realize that in the case of Banda, The MPP has held a press conference, one in Accra, addressed by their General Secretary, and one in Bono, addressed by their lousy regional chairman, Abronye. And in both press conferences, they said that the results declared by the EC are fraudulent. As for Banda, the results are fraudulent. They have gone for recollation, they've lost. And they are insisting that they will go to courts. So you have the right to hold press conferences and describe declared results as fraudulent. But we don't have the right to do so because you are more human than us. So, ladies and gentlemen of the media, to summarize our position on the parliamentary election results, what we are saying is simple and short. The NDC won a clear parliamentary majority. We won 140 seats. We will not allow the MPP to steal Esika Doketan, Sefiyoso, and Takwan Suayem. And above all, we will never, ever allow the MPP to keep Zabzugu and Techiman South. Because they lost and they know they lost. And so, together with the presidential results, which are all fraudulent, we have rejected these results. Going to court is one legal option available to us. The party will take a decision on that at the end of our audit. It is not for me to announce that. But the other legal options we have are, one, to exercise our freedom of expression by explaining our case to you, and two, by protesting on the streets of Ghana, so that Ghanaians and the world will know what has happened. Because a lot of people don't know what has happened in these elections. And ladies and gentlemen, if for nothing at all, that brings me to my last point. Even if, assuming without admitting, that the NDC had no evidence of electoral fraud, we've demonstrated to you that we have loads and loads of evidence of electoral fraud. But assuming, without admitting, that we have no evidence of electoral fraud, ladies and gentlemen, the killing and the maiming of our supporters alone would have sufficed as sufficient justification for us to reject the presidential results and those parliamentary results in dispute. J.J. Rawlings won elections twice in Ghana. Atamels won elections. John Mahama won elections. President Kufuor was elected twice, in 2000 and 2004. Not a fly was killed by any military man. We never saw soldiers with AK-47s and other sophisticated weapons in constituency coalition centers under Kufuor. We never saw that. And for the first time in the history of this young democracy, we saw armed military men in constituency coalition centers aiding the MPP to change results. We saw MPP thugs armed to the teeth in Ablekumas Central. Several people were shot, several injured, including the police officer. Only today, one of the people who were shot has died. Yesterday, Kaswa, several people shot and injured, including a journalist. It could have been you, it could have been me. In Techiman South, several shot and injured, some maimed, with 3 dead. And you are telling us that in the face of overwhelming evidence of these brutalities against the NDC, look at what happened in Ododo. In Savelugu, 1 murdered. Look at what happened in Ododo. Look at Jomoro, even after results were declared. Look at how they have beaten our supporters and maimed many. And you expect us to accept the results so that Akufo-Addo will be whitewashed to look like a Democrat when he is a tyrant and not a Democrat?